Your mother thinks you and I need to spend more time together. So let's talk about Bird Up. Bird Up. What's up, everyone? Nathan coming back at you with the Showdown Live. And today we're going to be using a different type of mono ground here. And yesterday we had a bit of a display of this sort of gravity offense that you can do with mono ground. But you set up with your Landorus, you go to your eject button Powdown, which gives you a free pivot to your Excadrill, and also setting up the sand for the sand rush banded, unstoppable earthquake sweep in gravity. However, we didn't quite get to demonstrate it, unfortunately. We had a couple of cool little things here and there. For the most part, a Landorus got kind of jobbed. It got done pretty dirty. That's unfortunate. I complain about this a lot because I'm a big old whiner. But it's unfortunate as a Showdown content creator where you so desperately want to show off a cool concept that you have an idea for, and it might be decently likely to happen. If you don't get to show it off, it's so frustrating. Like people were talking about in my mono grass video, hey, you gassed up the hazards and how important the stealth rocks and spikes are, but you didn't collect spikes once that entire live. It's like, I didn't get a chance. I want to. I'm sorry. I didn't get a chance to. You can't help it sometimes. And so we're going to go back to this and try to get this concept to work again. But first, we're also going to break tradition a little bit, and we're going to watch a replay first. So this is a ground offense team from Fayetteville here. Very cool. It's going to show off this Zygarde who has 1,000 arrows, which I also want to demonstrate here too. And it's against mono flying. So it's going to do a couple things here. First, it's going to show that mono flying isn't an auto lose matchup. Sure, you do become reliant on moves like gravity and 1,000 arrows in order to break very successfully, or secondary stabs in the case of Iron Head and Scald and all of Nidoking stuff. Sure, that's absolutely a factor, but it's still not the worst matchup. The fact is, it's not like they're super effectively hitting you with flying attacks like grass or water would be. It's really not that bad of a matchup in my opinion. I still would probably get the slight edge to flying, but I think the better player is always going to win. Not always, but normally going to win in these situations here. So we're going to watch this replay. If for no other reason than if I want to demonstrate what's so cool about Zygarde's 1,000 arrows in this set in particular, I can guarantee it's on this replay here. And if you guys want to learn more about Monotype, I do recommend you keep up with the tournament scene. You can find them on the Monotype forums. In fact, let's do that right now. So for example, to find this game, all I did, so let's say you're like, okay, I really want to understand how mono ground works here. This is usually similar to my research process before I do one of these videos. So I'll go to this, I'll click the replay thread, Control F ground. And most of these tournaments have multiple, the black and white monotype and RS monotype and sun and moon monotype. But if you just skip through until you get the Sword and Shield games, you can get all kinds of games here. And this is a great way to learn. These are fantastic players. And where's the next one? Here's this one that we're gonna be watching here today. And you can learn a lot from these teams. You can look and see what sample teams are using, maybe the pros and cons. You go, okay, this mono electric team uses Rotom, whereas another one I saw used a Magnezone. The Magnezone really did awesome at breaking that Skarmory, whereas Rotom was more helpful against ground type Pokemon, right? So definitely a good resource you should be using to look through. But we're going to watch this game first. And quickly before we get into it, 1,000 arrows, if you don't know, the way it works is that it's a ground type move from Zygarde, but it grounds Pokemon. So Celesteela will get hit by 1,000 arrows, let's say. It's not super effective like it would be if it got hit by gravity. It's just a regular, it'll do like 47% to Celesteela, like a neutral move. But the next hit is, what it does is it effectively grounds them. You gotta imagine like these arrows raining down on the Pokemon, and it grounds them. So go boom, 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 and they're forced to land afterwards. So until they switch out, they're essentially grounded, which means that not just Zygarde, if you haven't if for some reason you had an eject button Zygarde and the Zygarde gets hit after 1,000 arrows, you go to Excadrill and kill with 1,000 arrows, or sorry, with an Earthquake regularly against any flying mon there too. So it's a very cool concept. When I say that you don't necessarily need gravity to break flying mons on your teams, that's exactly what I mean. A similar example of that grounded effect can be Smackdown, which I believe Landorus gets too. So it lets Landorus be a little bit more of a do-it-all sweeper here. Pretty weak rock power move, but the fact is that rock and ground have really great coverage too. So even having a rock move can be helpful here. And again, it immediately grounds them anyway, so you can kill them afterwards. So what ground mons get these? Which ones can you put it on your ground type Pokemon? Claydol, you're not going to be using so much. Groudon, sure. Diggersby is an interesting one for sure. Diggersby could really make use out of Smackdown. That's a cool concept for sure. Covering like a Corviknight switch in or something like that, which normally give it a lot of trouble. Crocodile, great one. Landorus Therian, that's the one I mentioned. It's a great one too. What else? Mudsdale is actually pretty cool too. Big defensive mon. Nidoking seems unnecessary. You can do an Onyx or Steelix for sure. That makes sense. Groudon on Rhyperior. That would be a good one because you get the stab, base 140 attack on Rhyperior there too. So that would be actually a somewhat powerful Smackdown. And yeah, Steelix too is actually pretty good on these sorts of teams as well, surprisingly. But anyways, enough gassing on. 5 minutes into it. Let's watch this live really quickly because, or not this game really quickly before we get into it ourselves. Because I think it's an interesting showcase. So Landorus is going to lead out against the U-turn, against the Moltres. Really interesting lead to go Moltres against Mono Ground here. Looks like they're either expecting a Landorus, which is a decent matchup, assuming they don't have Stone Edge, or they're looking for maybe that Hippowdon or Gastrodon there so they could substitute on them. We'll see right now what they click. They click Fiery Wrath, so they're probably hoping to stay in versus Landorus here. Definitely a cool lead, but they're going to take advantage of that and swap out to Celesteela on a Toxic. Good play there. Gastrodon chipped is kind of important because it's one of the better answers for Moltres Galar on this whole team. Not a lot of special attackers between that and Thundurus Therian. Thundurus Therian almost certainly has Grass Knot. So Gastrodon's pretty much only job is to answer that Moltres here. We'll see the Leech Seed go up to recover some of Moltres' health there. I didn't see if it was Stealth Rocks, but oh, if it was Heavy Duty Boots, but we still don't know that, to be honest. It's not Leftovers, so it's either Weakness Policy, as we learned, or Heavy Duty Boots. There's the Toxic, so Gastrodon has done its job here successfully, plus with the Sandstorm chip, Moltres is really getting chipped quickly here. They'll kill the Gastrodon. That's actually outside of Sand, so Excadrill can no longer revenge kill with any attack here, but that's the other thing about Zygarde. It's got an outrageously good base speed, so giving it Choice Band means it hits really hard. Same as like Dugtrio. Dugtrio, super weak Pokemon, but you give it a Choice Band, it's hitting, you know, harder than a Garchomp, and its B tier is also elite, so you don't even need like a Choice Scarf. It's very similar to a Choice Specs Dragapult. Sure, it's got terrible special attacks, Dragapult, but you give it Choice Specs and you are not going to be complaining about its hitting power very much at all. You might complain about, you know, having to guess the correct move in the correct situation here, but it's Zygarde. You're probably clicking the 1,000 arrows like every time here, right? And yeah, they're going to do this on the Landorus. It's going to take, yeah, even Intimidated, 46%. That's crazy. As they'll go to their own Landorus, either that or the Hippowdon there. This makes more sense for the U-turn, though. Celesteela is going to make another appearance. They're risking Gravity right here, of course. But it seems to be a Scarfed Landorus. They will Gravity, so perhaps not. Cool that they have that set. Are they going to pivot out? Okay, the fact that they don't click U-turn almost again suggests that they are Scarf, but we don't know. They could have just been done that to beat the Protect, which is exactly the case it looks like. Hippowdon comes in. Despite being a physical wall, it can still definitely do all kinds of damage to Celesteela once Gravity's up here. We'll see Moltres Galar as the sack right now. Does seem to be Weakness Policy. Those bastard Moltres Galars preying on poor Mono Ground players with their Weakness Policy, but not today, not today. Zapdos will come in. Interesting play here with the bulk up. Yeah, that's a great answer for this Hippowdon then. But they're going to Whirlwind right out immediately, seeing right through it. I love it. Dragonite gets swapped in. Sandstorm is going to take away its multi-scale. Super important. Plus, to make matters worse, they are down to neutral attack after Dragonite, thanks to that Intimidate there. Landorus going to swap right back out immediately. Go to Hippowdon again, looking for another Hurricane in all likelihood. Takes the Dragon Claw completely easily there. Yeah, that's an easy breezy switch in there. Will we see a swap in or a Roost? Very cool. So that way it gets to keep its multi-scale. It's still, you know, it is not expended at all. However, that does tell you that like Hippowdon's gonna be a pretty good answer to this thing going forward, as long as it's got good health. And same with Landorus if it is giving up coverage for Roost there. But against a team like this, it's not like Dragonite needs a Fire Punch or anything like that. As long as it has Earthquake for coverage with the Dragon Claw, it'll be just fine here. So that's if anything is a bad thing for Fayetteville there. Nidoking's gonna come in, should be able to 2-hit KO the Celesteela, not Oko. A Heavy Slam would definitely do some damage here, plus they're gonna be recovering a lot with Leech Seed. That's exactly gonna be the case right there. Do we see a swap out to someone? Do we see a Leech Seed predicting that? I would not be surprised, to be honest. Nope, they protect, they play it safe. I should point out Dio Amphibien here, probably butchering the pronunciation, I apologize, has entered almost every Monotype tournament we've hosted on the stream so far. We have our final one, by the way. I'm uploading this on Sunday, so tomorrow night it's going to be the last Monotype tournament I host for a little while. I'm not going to say goodbye to it forever, same as with my Monotype lives once I'm done with it, but at least for a little while, it's going to be the last regular format when we do. I'm going to mix up some AAA tournaments, some LC tournaments maybe, I'm not sure yet, definitely some more OU, possibly some AAA random, so that means you get randomly assigned a random Monotype team, and that'll be just like a fun one to mess around with. So be sure to tune into that one tomorrow on my stream at twitch.tv/NathanLikesChicken1. But regardless, Dio Amphibien, I'm sure will be there. Great competitor. Definitely something to be feared. If I was Fayetteville and I loaded up ground versus Dio Amphibien's flying, I'd be a little bit scared. But Zygarde's going to break really effectively here. Landorus won't be able to take it so well. Dragonite's going to take about 56% from this next one after it's been smacked down. However, Dragon Claw will revenge kill it right back. So yeah, they're kind of forced to swap out to Hippowdon there. And I bet they're forced to go for It's too early, I was going to say, for them to be forced to go for some sort of recovery move there. Ice Beam, don't think it will quite kill Dragonite, but thanks to that Sandstorm it will. So they opt to sack Thunderous Therian there. That's huge. Needle Kings, why is this up here? There we go. No! Are you kidding me? No! Oh, now I'm going to edit around this to get back. Okay, we resume here. Ice Beam, going to take that out. Needle King doesn't need to run Earth Powers, but I was trying to mention though, because it's not so essential. We've got all these types of ground type coverage here. The extra coverage of an extra Flamethrower, Ice Beam, or whatever is going to be usually more important than that. Zapdos for the revenge kill there. Zygarde will, I guess, be able to kill at this point. They are faster as long as the Zapdos Galar isn't scarfed. Lander's coming in. The Zygarde's looking really, really threatening at this point. They Outrage instead, looking for that Dragonite swap in. But now they can go to Celesteela for free, go for a Heavy Slam or Leech Seed or whatever. We'll see what they click here. You know, Bandit actually not doing abysmal damage, all things considered there. Do we get the 2-turn Outrage here from Zygarde? We don't, but still doing good damage all told. Heavy Slam's probably going to bring it really, really low right here. Oh, will it survive? Will it survive? Yes, by 2%. That will matter. There's one more 1,000 Arrows opportunity right there. Landers comes in on another Leech Seed. Great predict. There's no real reason to do anything else there. Even 1,000 Arrows predicting the Leech Seed would not have been very beneficial there. One last Gravity for the road. Do we see a Protect here? Do we see a swap out to the Excadrill on a Protect? See another Leech Seed. That's smart. That means they get another Protect this turn. It's a pure 50-50 in that situation, but Excadrill's got enough health that they can just stay in on this Leech Seed. They don't really care so much. Should be able to Oko Celesteela as long as the Gravity's up here. Dragonite seems to be the sack right now. Looks like it's not Bandit's leftovers, but it will still be a 2-hit KO. Dragonite, I doubt, has extreme speed, so it's just a pure sack right there. Sure enough, here comes Zapdos Galar, I got to imagine, in which case you go to your Landorus or Hippowdon. I guess Hippowdon's the play. It's not doing too much anymore since it can't break Zapdos Galar so well. Wait, no, the Celesteela came in earlier. Wow, I totally missed that. That's interesting play. I probably would have done Zapdos if that were me. It's faster, right? Yeah. I guess it gives you a less comfortable switch in for the Hippowdon. It's interesting regardless. I guess it's, you know, it does make more sense. You pretty much wall the Excadrill. So that's not nearly as weird as a play as I'm making it out to be there. Hippowdon's going to go in, another Whirlwind, chipping everyone. But now it's probably in range to die to a Heavy Slam with all this told, with this defense drop and with the Leech Seed. Not quite though, not quite. They will survive. They just need a good chance to get 1,000 Arrows knocked down or one more Gravity play, and they are absolutely in business right now. If they can predict some sort of, you know, Heavy Slam or Flamethrower, maybe they can get Landorus in, but actually Flamethrower, excuse me, might kill Landorus at this point, to be honest. Are they just stalling at the turns here? What's the play? The burn, so it's just getting chipped so bad now. But doing all this is good because you are getting chip all told on the... No, you're not, because the leftovers, the Leech Seed is... What's the end game here for Fayetteville? I don't get it. What is the end game in all this? They're actually giving the Zapdos health. I guess they're just trying to have this Hippowdon die so they can get into their Landorus clean. I guess that's it. They don't want to swap into Landorus on a Flamethrower. They just want to get the Landorus in clean so it can go for a nice, clean Gravity. Okay, that makes more sense. Because it's like, why are they letting the Zapdos heal up on your Leech Seed? That's crazy. Here, I gotta imagine just clicking Earthquake. No, they go Excadrill here on a Flamethrower of all moves. Wow, not even a Leech Seed there. Protect, there's one turn of Gravity down. Do you sack the Celesteela here? Do you sack the Zapdos? Someone's gonna die to this Earthquake right now. Zapdos is the play. Will it Oko? 74%? I got to imagine so. Not quite, not even close, only 57. So that means that Zapdos will get the revenge kill here. That's Zygarde for free though, which will be able to pretty much clean up because A, they'll outspeed the Zapdos, and B, they'll get a smackdown on the Celesteela. So it'd be a 2 KO if they got into Celesteela. And yeah, it's gonna get one smackdown, and Landers should be able to clean it up. What a close game. 6% left on the Landers to do it here. Because look, this is gonna need like 50%. But it'll be smackdown, which means that any old Landers will be able to take it out at this point. Crazy, crazy game. So that's why I wanted to show this. You know, maybe not so much gameplay in the Showdown Live, but it's such an awesome showcase of what Mono Ground can do and how it can even beat something as oppressive as Mono Flying, a top tier strong matchup against you. Mono Ground can still absolutely compete. So we're gonna try. I'm not sure if we'll be able to replicate the exact same success as that one there. Oh, and sorry, the second reason why I wanted to do this is because if you go into a replay like this, you know, some people might get upset about you taking their tournament sets, but the way I see it, and I know lots of other tournament players feel the same way, if you know, show it to the world with a tournament set like this, you have to be ready for people to take it. So we're gonna go through the process of taking this out. You know, not all YouTubers used to upload their PokePaste and stuff like that. I remember when I first started, I was watching, Pokemon and Blender videos. I would just like hands go through everything and be like, okay, it's got 128 attack. That means it has this investment on EVs and this and this and this. So learning to transpose your own teams without a PokePaste is a skill. Not to say I'm complaining when people ask for my PokePaste. I get it. Why wouldn't I upload it? Save everyone some trouble. But this is also a skill if you want to take a team from a tournament set, which, again, some people might be upset about that you're snaking teams, so to speak. And I get it. I can understand that mindset, but again, you're kind of exposing your team to the world at this point. I did try to reach out to Fayetteville to make sure that they're okay with me using this, and I never got a response. So hopefully they don't mind. And see, I'm just doing the quickest thing here. Lander Asterion. I believe this is a Scarf team here. Substitute Bulk Up I know is more common, but the fact that they literally never switched what move they were clicking the entire game, not even for one cheeky U-turn, does suggest this is the set to me here. The rocker was Hippowdon, right? Yeah. And yeah, U-turn, gravity. It's got to have Earthquake. It's got to have gravity. Just a matter of Stone Edge or what? I would probably do gravity here over Stone Edge. Knock off for some neutral coverage there. Fine by me. Could also be the Defogger, to be honest. Having only one attack on a Landorus besides U-turn would actually be crazy, though. But it's possible. I mean, you get a spinner, though. You don't need that. So we'll go to Excadrill as well, which is just a leftover set. We only revealed a couple of items there, but I'm not sure what it would be. I imagine it's Rapid Spin and Swords Dance there. Rock type coverage is useful, but you're on a gravity team. You don't need that nearly so much. So we're just completely taking this team here. Shoutouts again to Fayetteville. Hippowdon, just your standard Hippowdon there. Monotype, Sand Setter. That's absolutely it. Whirlwind, I love how common it is on Monotype. If you haven't seen my video on phasers, and you're not wondering why Hippowdon's got Whirlwind, make sure to look at that up. I actually really like that video I made. Gastrodon, yeah, we need that special wall plus the water resist there. Gastrodon, physically defensive. No, we want specially defensive. Oh, you tell me I have to adjust the EVs? So much work. Ugh, unbelievable. And then Calm. Actually, do you want Calm? What was it before? Relaxed? So relaxed is minus speed. That makes more sense. What is plus Spadef minus speed? I have no idea what that is. Plus Spadef minus speed. Sassy. I love it. Okay, it's a really slow mon. I would not have predicted it's all the way down at 39 base speed. 111 HP is also excellent. And then finally, last but not least, no, Mammothswine is interesting on a team like this. Mammothswine is one of your better answers against flying Pokemon in general, especially against certain dragon teams. But as I said a million times, Nidoking is just really disproportionately good in Monotype in my opinion, and Mono Ground is certainly no exception. Just a really good wall breaker in general. And we'll just take this one because it works for me. Modest versus Timid is such an evil question. I am not equipped to answer. Really not equipped to answer. But we don't really have anyone that elite, 90s. I guess we got Landorus. Everybody's plus speed nature. I just want one pure breaker. Let's do it. So our only great breaker beyond that point is Landorus and Zygarde. And one's choice locked and one's a freaking Zygarde. And also choice locked for that matter. So yeah, let's do Modest. I might regret it if we come up against a Heatran. Actually, how much does Heatran mess with my team here? I've got a Gastrodon, which is pretty great. Sure, you can get Toxic to Magma Storm stalled, but like, I don't think I'm worried about Heatran so much I need a timid Nidoking. Okay, so 20 minutes into the recording. Let's get a game here. Probably only got time for one there, but that's fine. If people like the Monotype, again, I said I'm going to go back to like a greatest hits sort of thing here and do some of the other types we've covered before. So make sure to let me know what you want to see in the comments below. Also, I will mention that I think the first thing I'm going to do once I'm finished with the Monotype is going to be AAA, AAA. So if you have any teams with that you want to see, make sure to let me know in my Discord or in the comments if you've got a team concept you'd really like to see. Someone mentioned Galvanized Zarude the other day, which I love because Zarude's biggest problem, of course, is flying type Pokemon. So Galvanized to combine with its, like, what would even run with Galvanize? We're totally off the rails already here. Facade. Oh, Facade would be interesting. Or, I don't know, what's the best normal type attack? Body Slam. Yeah, that alone. So a Zarude, Mega Kick, Galvanized Mega Kick. Oh my god, I have to do this now. So, if you have an idea like that person who left that random unsolicited AAA suggestion, let me know because I will be coming back to it for like maybe a week of AAA content. And I think that's probably going to be the tournament we're going to do after this next one too. So, anyways, enough self-plugging. Let's get one game here against Mono Fairy, neutral matchup. Slurpuff, a huge threat. Don't really see it doing much besides hazard setting, but could also certainly be a belly drum user. So I want an answer that covers both of those, in which case I'm hard pressed to say no to Excadrill, which they could also predict, to be fair. But Excadrill, pretty strong matchups against across the board here. Or some would be Mimikyu, but I'm going to go for it. We do see the Slurpuff there. I'm going to Iron Head. Not to mention we can't let Webs get up with this Excadrill, which is going to be great. Might even just Oko if there's like a belly drum set. So we're not letting any bad luck happen to us right here. None whatsoever. Is Sash. Can't be belly drum then. And we do get the flinch. This Excadrill is built differently with the flinches. That's pretty awesome here. Azumarill is going to come in. And this is an HO team. I imagine it is belly drum. So I feel compelled to Iron Head. Even though it's like, you know, you look across the squad here. Great matchups, right? This is such an important mon, but I feel compelled to stay the course Iron Head. Not to mention we can get another flinch. That's a 30% chance is not negligible, as we learned both just now and the last live, funnily enough. But yeah, I mean, Gastrodon gets hit with a knockoff after belly drum. Hippowdon dies to Aqua Jet, dies to Aqua Jet, dies to Aqua Jet. So I think I'm forced Iron Head here. As they double switch to Tapu Bulu, I'm not sure what they were expecting. I guess they just didn't think that they could break my Gastrodon alone here. So we're already in a fantastic position right out of the gates. I imagine maybe it's banded if that's the case. If they really don't think that they can beat my Gastrodon after a belly drum, because they absolutely should be able to. Knockoff alone would do us in. It's faster. That's not a concern. There's no way you're going to Bulu unless you expect the Gastrodon switch there. So maybe you're choice locked. Maybe they overthought it here. I'm going to stick to my courses here. I feel that this is the play. I think they might be banded. No, they are belly drum. What is wrong with this Excadrill? It's cracked. This thing is cracked. Oh my god, that's so funny. Well, now I can go Gastrodon. I'll go to here. We get the Storm Drain. Let's EQ. Oh my god, this thing's at 100% flinch rate right now. And they call me out on it. I'm not going to disagree. I am not going to disagree. Let's recover here. They probably don't have Play Rough if they've got Belly Drum and possibly Substitute. Yeah, that seems pretty easy to me there. Tapu Lele comes in. We are a special attacking wall here, so this is actually a scary mon otherwise. Let's go for the... Yeah, Toxic, what the hell. Seems like it's Scarf to me with that damage. That's not really much, although I was surprised by how tanky Gastrodon is beforehand. And now I will go to my... Oh, and it's not an eject button Hippowdon. Was it in this replay? It was leftovers too. All right, so be it. I like the eject button on these teams. It just gets you so much quick offense, but so be it. Lander should be able to take one Grass Knot though. Plus it's outspeeding it afterwards. Great. And I will U-turn. I think we're gonna see a Azumarill, so I'm gonna U-turn. Oh, you psycho. Are they not choice locked? We don't know. It's hard to judge with a team like this. Let's go to the Gastrodon. I didn't think the Grass Knot for some reason. I just didn't in my bones think they'd do it. Don't ask me why, I just didn't think they'd do it here. I don't know, let's go to Landers again, who cares? I think we're in a pretty comfortable position at this point. I don't need the 6-0. I don't need the clout. No clout needed, I just need the flinches. Keep your clout, I'll hold my flinches, please. Lele outspeeds here, that'd be a good play. Gastrodon, I like it super low thanks to that last play. Do we see a Shadow Sneak here? I'm not going to mess around regardless. Go straight out to our Hippowdon on the Shadow Sneak, sure enough. Let's let rocks go up. If they get up to +1, I don't really care. Now I'll go to my... things could get spicy if Landorus dies. I guess it could. I'm not really that scared about it. I'll sack it. What the hell? I'll just win with Excadrill right now. Who cares? And then EQ. Claim 1. As long as I've got like lots of Sand Rush opportunities up here, we're fine. Mimic, you could have some sort of Drain Punch here. Let's go to Gastrodon. Why not? I'm really not playing for a 6-0 here. Yeah, Drain Punch does seem to be the play. I'll Toxic. If this misses, it could be kind of spicy. Spice. Did somebody order the Cayenne Pepper? Somebody ordered the Cayenne. I mean, play rough. Nidoking resists. Drain Punch we resist. Shasty we resist. So this should be pretty safe. Or I do Zygarde. Yeah, Zygarde's actually the play right now. 1,000 arrows to break through the skies, and then I can do it with Nidoking to actually go for the kill. Okay, that got a little bit like just a hint of Cayenne, like I said, but we should be fine. Unless Mimikyu crits us right now, which would be deserved after those flinches. I would have to hold that. Oh, things are looking spicy here. Okay, and that means that our Hippowdon can finish things up there. GG. Apology to Prince of All Tacos for the crits there. Let's get another one. I think the last one before our regular coverage of Monotype here. But again, we'll do a couple more. I'm having too much fun with the tier still to just give it up entirely. And not to mention I'm doing this grand swan song, the finale of Monotype. This is it. Witness me in my Canadian tuxedo. But in reality, it's like one of my favorite tiers, if not my favorite tier still. So I'm gonna be playing it all the time still on the channel and on stream and all that shit. Mono flying. Let's see if we can replicate the magic of Fayetteville with our own team here. It'll be tough. Pretty offensive looking team too, which might benefit us, might not. We'll see how things pan out here. Lander seems like a likely lead to me, as do you, because we don't have any sort of grass knot switch in really. All things to consider right now. Nidoking wins, loses, wins. But I think this is the most likely. It's one of those things where, like, numerically, I think Nidoking is a great lead matchup. But in likelihood, I think Landorus is a very likely matchup. So, tough one to judge. If I lead my Landorus, I can also go for a Gravity, which I like. We don't lose so much of Grass Knot between this sucker either. So I don't hate it. And they're 331. Yeah, they way outspeed me. That's right. They're 97. So I don't hate it. Plus, you get Intimidate, easy swap into everyone else. Going with my gut, I think it's Nidoking. And even if they do go to Landorus, I let rocks get up for free. It sucks, but it's not the end of the world. And I go to my Hippowdon and get up my own rocks, and then they go to one of these electric mons. So sure, I talked myself into it. Ah, damn it. What idiot said I should do this play? I knew it was going to be Landorus. These mono flying players are all the same. Oh my god. Should have known. Oh well, nothing lost too much. As I said, as I talked myself into it there, we don't stand too much to lose with that situation. All Gravity here. This will also be a good idea if they're choice locked or not. I almost certainly expect one of these two are going to be choice locked, and this is going to be a Rock or Landorus here. Sort of pivot U-turn set. Fine by me. In fact, I'm not even sure if I need Gravity so much, because they'll just probably stay the course with Landorus there. But I can always go to Gastrodon and do some stuff. Yeah. I don't know, do I really want Gravity that much? I'm really fixated on showing off the tech, but I'm not sure if it's necessary. Not to mention if they swap out Knockoff would also be very good. Really not sure. Oh, Gravity. Yes! Excellent. And here, I think they don't know I'm choice locked or not, because why would you be choice locked Gravity? That's an insane prospect. But I think we'll go Excadrill, just because I don't think they flamethrow in this situation. Or Hippowdon. Hippowdon's safer and can also break this Celesteela, as we saw in this very same replay. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought to do Hippowdon here, but I kind of like it. Let's do it. If they leech seed, so be it. They go to Lando. That's fine. I'll get a Brox as they knock off. I think they are choice locked even by that. I'll EQ, so chip on you will certainly be nice because you are one of the banes in our side right now. Mantine's the play right here. 31, that's a good chip. Don't mind if we do. And I'm going to go, do these things carry Toxic? I forget. I always fear it, but I don't know for sure. I don't think they do because they have to have Haze. Yeah, Scald, Defog, Roost, Haze. So no Toxic, so my Gastrodon completely destroys you. Free Defog for you, that's fine. They should be free and Toxic actually, so I'm really tempted to Scald, if anything, to cover like a Thundurus swap in or a Celesteela swap in. If they go Celesteela, Scald would be Pog. I'm going to Toxic though. Ah! No, Scald is greedy there. Scald is greedy. I know it's not the right play. I just want it. I just want it. But they'll probably... like, I resist heavy slam. And if they are gonna leech seed, there's no one better to take it than this Gastrodon. So I'll Scald, yeah, hell yeah. Let's rip it. If they go to Mantine, I'll talk to the next turn. If they want to like play that sneaky, that's fine. They go to Zapdos here. Zapdos is confusing, but that's awesome. Are they leftovers? Let's see. No, if they're not, because there are sometimes like a stall pressure set with like Discharge, Toxic, Sub Protect. But the fact that they're not that, they could still be in heavy duty boots for sure possibility. But Defog's already shorted by Mantine, so a pure defensive set doesn't really make so much sense. So it's, I'm gonna guess Specs, or it's that set I said just without leftovers. But that without leftovers would be a mistake probably. So let's go to our, well, this is our special wall here. They don't get a grass move. Toxic would suck. I'm actually gonna risk extra drill. Resist Hurricane. Immune to Toxic. I am going to risk it here. If they Heat Wave, I will cry. Definitely Specs. And the full Confuse. Cry every time. F in the chats. Bird up in the chat. Bird up. Bird up. Okay, we're gonna click Hurricane again here. Does Gastrodon take it? It's the sort of thing that I want to just do off the rip and look really sick when I perfectly head calc it, but I don't know. I have no idea. I have no clue. Offensive, but with choice Specs. Yeah, to a KO. Yeah, see, that would just like lose us tons of momentum if I did that play. Extra drill is super important though, so I can't go to it. Do I really have to just start sacking mons at this point of the game here? No Spadef on this Hippowdon here. Boy, oh boy. It's rough. I mean, it's assuming that Hurricane hits, but I don't know who my swap in is right now. You're really important. Super important still. You're really important and you're kind of walled by Zapdos. I don't even want to knock you off. That'd be kind of annoying. I think that's the play. I mean, Gravity going down would suck. I can't vault you or you. I think it's Landers. Boy, there's no one I really want getting smoked with this, but... Oh my, I know it's offensive, but... This is why I had to show the replay, because I knew I would misplay my Landers again. I thought like 70, 80... Oh my god, that is disgusting damage. Okay. This is our new win con. This is Zygarde. I mean, someone had to die. Like there's no one that would have been a good swap in there. If Excadrill had died, that would have sucked. If Hippowdon had died, that would have sucked. Gastrodon would have super sucked. Obviously, the Zygarde would have sucked. That might have actually been the optimal play in this situation, despite that shocking me with its damage. Pun intended. Big bird energy, honestly, from them. Bird up. But oh man, that is awful. Awful. The fact that it can beat Gastrodon is really frightening. Is this the right Gastrodon set? It is too. Lordy. That is strong. What's its basic special attack again? Like 120, right? DT, Zapdos. 125, yeah, that's not so surprising. Base 110 power move. Plus the full Confuse was rough, you know? Well, not really. It would have 2-OK'd Excadrill anyways. So, yeah. We're down bad, but not up for the count. Maybe if I got rocks up, it would have been a little bit better, but I don't have a good opportunity to get up rocks after they defogged with Mantine. I was going to stay in that situation. No siree. So they go to Salamence here. Probably Scarfed. I like this play from them. I'm going to go to Hippowdon because we should answer them just as fine as the Dragonite was answered in this video right here. Unless they're banded, which is a possibility, but I imagine they're Scarf Moxie. As they Dragon Dance. Showing me up there. This will do 40%, which means we can still answer Landorus here. So that's fine by me. Okay, they're Outrage instead of that, so that's fine. Oh no, the worst pull. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm panicking. I think I have to play for a miss. Because you die, and you can't revenge kill because you're outsped. You die, you can't revenge kill because you're outspread. Die. So we gotta pray for a miss. This thing is just unanswerable on this team right now. And if I'm gonna pray for a miss, it might as well be this Zygarde. Oh man. Please. Please. Yes. Oh man, we needed that. All right, Salamence goes down. Ding dong, the dragon's dead. Lando comes back in here. This might, I think this is a 2-hit KO, but they could knock us off, which would suck. So let's go to our, I think Gastrodon, because I think EQ could 2-hit KO Hippowdon at this point. Now, it might be able to 2-hit KO Gastrodon. Boy, am I a bad player of the video game Pokemon. Boy, am I bad. But I couldn't sack Hippowdon. Not my boy. Not my guy. 60%. Yeah, I mean, that in retrospect, not very much BizDef. I could have known that. I think you've got to die. I'm just going to have to find a different way to beat Mantine. It's at 60%. It's doable. The fact is, if it's not answering Zapdos on this team, we already know it's not answering Thunderous Staring because it should have Grass Knot. So if it's not answering that, it's kind of useless to me anyways. So again, I'm fine with this play here. I hope Zygarde can take one. Let's take another quick journey to our friendly neighborhood calculator. Zygarde, 10%. Please take one, Zygarde. I am begging you. I'm on my hands and knees begging. No, 68%. That's bad. Even if rocks go up. That should be, also means they have no rocker in this team, by the way, if this is Scarf, which is kind of crazy. Actually, Hippowdon. If I can get up a recovery move. 27 to 32. We thrive on those rolls. Except it's not a roll, because we have 35. So it should be fine there. Probably swap into Zapdos. To make a double switch. I'm going to assume they try to Earthquake here. If I were them, I have just seen a Landorus smite Gastrodon with unholy power. I have all the confidence in the world in this Hippowdon. Unless they're calcing it right now like I just did, and then they go, oh, there's no point, and I'll swap out to my Zapdos and make him look like a fool again. If that's the case, fine by me. We might be playing for another Hurricane Miss if that's the case. But they go to Mantine instead. Which I respect. I will go for the risky rocks here. 51. Boy, my head calcs are just not on point, everyone. I thought they'd do damage, but not that much damage. Speaking of risky head calcs, I'm hoping we can take one here. Yeah, sure enough. No burn. Makes things even better. I'm hoping Icy Beam can do it here. Because Thunderous outspeeds us. Oh, you're a Spidef beast, but you normally have a lot of Fizz Def investment on these sorts of teams. Fingers crossed. We're down bad. We gotta get up big here in order to win. I don't know if we can do it with Landorus at this point. Landorus is just too controlling. Not even close. I misplayed that. It was 50-50 between that and the Thunderous Therian. They get it right. Looks like I am going to lose this one. Dang, that's too bad. I think on this Showdown live series, I am like 0 for, no, maybe 2 for 6 against flying. We gotta live this rule. That's nice. Something. So there's no way. There's no way anymore. Damn, I got absolutely smoked. Celesteal is the play. Flamethrower gonna win it. Unless I flinch 10,000 times. I got haxed. I got haxed! Ah! So, I mean, like, what? Looking back, GG to them. 38 minutes already. What happened to the time here? Oh my god. Looking back, I'm actually curious. What could I have done differently there? Because I aspire to be this Fayetteville and to take down Mono Flying. What could I have done to be Fayetteville? First off, the lead matchup was bad. I knew I had a safe matchup off the start, but that actually, we didn't lose anything from that long term. If I had led Landorus, it would have actually been even worse because they wouldn't have been locked into Earthquake. So what else could I have done differently there? We Gravity there. Swap up to Hippowdon. I think that's fine. As they go to the Landorus here. I don't think there's any bad plays here so far. Mantine takes a bit. We go to the Gastrodon there. I think this is all good. This play kind of got hit by the Celesteal, but that's just like a small, you know, again, it's kind of 50-50. I either Scald here and heal the Mantine, or I Toxic the Mantine. I'm not going to beat myself up too much on that play. Maybe I could have anticipated the Zapdos swap in earlier. Well, for starters, I should have absolutely like looked at lead matchup being like, okay, if that's a choice spec Zapdos, wow. I should have done that. And that's why I always say playing, like, don't do what I do and play like 10 different Monotype things and like have like some familiarity with everything. Don't be me. Instead, play one type, the type that you are most interested in first of all, because you're gonna have the most fun that way. If you love ground type Pokemon, play mono ground and grind it out. It's gonna be the most fun for you. But second of all, you can learn the matchups, because now if I play him against Monofly in the future and I see Zapdos, I'm gonna be like, okay, you know, alarm lights, sirens flashing. Zapdos is a huge threat, so I know that in the future. But so that was probably my first flaw, is not identifying as a huge problem matchup. And I guess I could have sacked the. I should have stayed in there. That was the play. Yes. Okay. This was a huge swing. Zapdos comes in. I realize, hey, hold on a second. If this Gastrodon isn't beating the Zapdos, nobody is. I need to just stay the course here. You know, Scald Burn's great. Let's go for another, you know. Get it into range where it can get hit by 1,000 arrows and die. Get it to a range where it can hit by, you know, Ice Beam and die. Not really, because that would have still died. So this swap was bad. Estral gets swapped, gets chipped. Someone's got to die now at this point. Gastrodon still ends up dying all told, but we don't get any chip on Zapdos. So that was probably our first big mistake there. I opted to sack the Landorus. I don't know if there's a better sack after I made that first mistake of swapping out the Gastrodon there, to be honest. I don't think there will... everyone's was pretty important, but maybe it was Gastrodon. I don't know. We get that right. I think this was all fine. We get Zygarde back in here. We did miss the Hurricane. But again, hitting 2 out of 3 Hurricanes, I don't think there's anything so RNG in that. I think that's just like straight on normal odds there. Landers came in here, and yeah, I think the play was sacking Gastrodon because the Zapdos wasn't so important anymore. Sadly enough, Hippowdon would have been 2 KO'd. This is all well and good. Maybe I could have done a double switch right here to my Nidoking on the Mantine. So if I'd done that double switch, since it's the same 50-50 earlier, and if I get the 50-50 right, let's say they go to Landorus or Thundurus, or they stay in like they stayed in ultimately, I Thunderbolt the Mantine, then they would send in their Landorus. I'd made that double switch. That I would have theoretically made that double switch, so Hippowdon would have still been a 2 KO. So I've had to sack Nidoking or Hippowdon. Maybe Hippowdon, because Excadrill's not winning me the game once Gravity's done there. So yeah, maybe sack Excadrill if anything. Go to Hippowdon. I can't process turns 5 turns ahead. I don't have a big enough brain for it. Rocks there, maybe a mistake too. Maybe that was also an error, because I could have kept the Hippowdon to answer the Landers a little bit better, but still not great. Yeah, obviously I got this 50-50 wrong, but I'm not gonna beat myself up too bad in those situations. Ultimately, I was down bad. I had to make some sort of play. Okay, so yeah, looking back, again, this is why I do this. You guys should do this too. If you're frustrated with the loss, you go like, what could I have possibly done better? You know, Nathan's telling me that mono ground isn't so bad versus mono flying. What did I do wrong? Well, it was this play right here, this cowardly swap from Excadrill. To be fair, somewhat in my own defense, again, I didn't know the set of this thing whatsoever. We had 0 intel. All I knew was that Mantine was already Defogger, so it's unlikely the Zapdos was. But in the sample team, for example, in a sample team, not the sample team, Bird Up. In this one, it's this set, in which case the Excadrill was totally the right play. And I thought, you know, it would handle Hurricane too if I guessed it wrong, but evidently not. So I probably should have stayed in. You know, if they toxic my Gastrodon and they are that defensive set, so be it. This is still Gastrodon's only literal job on the team right now. Gets 2 KO by you, 2 KO by you. Can't really beat Celesteela. O-code by you. So, okay. That's why matchups are important. I did not evaluate the matchup of the Zapdos versus my Gastrodon correctly. Long live, especially now that I gassed on in the beginning and the end here, but you know me, that's how I do. At least I got to demonstrate how monoground works instead of just theoretical talking about it. We got to see it in action and in theory and in practice, which is great. All I really want. But that's gonna do it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, we do have a Monotype tournament tomorrow, the last Monotype tournament I'm going to host for at least a little while of the pure Monotype format. Make sure to attend. We're hoping to break the record, the entry record once again. If you do want updates on streams and stuff like I'm hosting when it comes to tournaments and stuff like that, I do always post it to my Twitter, for example, so make sure to follow me here. I also post hilarious memes, you know, iCarly, Drake and Josh memes, so, you know, really big advantage to follow me on Twitter. Make sure to do so, but that's going to do it for me. I'll catch you guys next time. Take it easy.